Water. It covers 71% of the Earth's surface. 326 million cubic miles of water on this planet, 320 million cubic miles of which reside within the oceans, and only 3% of it is drinkable, or so they like to tell you. Bathtubs, water bottles, rain clouds, fountains, dams, reservoirs. What do they all have in common? They're all being controlled and regulated. And so are you. Dietitians have been telling us for years to drink water. For more years than I can count, we've had to drink water every day. But why? We're already made of more than 70% water. What could we possibly need with more? Well, I have something to tell you. Something they don't want you to know. It's all about one simple word: control. But who's the one doing the controlling? Is it our authoritarian government? Is it the mega corporations that hold our government in their pocket? It's hard to say, and I'm not even really sure myself. But my name is Sam Cormier, and I've got a hunch, and I'm not the only one. During my investigation, I discovered a movement calling itself Neveau-Hydrologism and reached out to a prominent member. To my surprise, he invited me to appear on his show.
Hello, I'm Axel Webster, and welcome back to my podcast, Aqua Thunder. I'd like to introduce my guest and my close friend, Sam.
It's Cormier?
Cormier?
Yes.
So I hear you're actually doing a documentary about me. It's really nice to see another attractive young face in the field. I've always felt alone in this bunker per se. I've never really associated with the others in the community.
Actually, I am glad you brought that up, though, because I was hoping to ask if you brought it up.
Is that why you're here? You just wanted to talk about the others in the community, like that bitch Marguerite? All she has to say is her bullshit cracked out theories about B9 chemical. It's a virus. They use it for mind control. All right? It causes you to gain weight. It will kill you. It will kill you. Back at my place, I decided to look into the Marguerite Axel mentioned. After a brief search, I found her name mentioned in regards to a protest she was going to attend. This is my best lead yet.
Our message is true. H2 no. H2 no. H2 no. We're here in front of the disgusting monument that sits in front of us, poisoning us every day. Town Hall.
Fuck water!
I am not a houseplant!
You're not houseplants! Wake
We
up,
are the
Canada!
saviors.
Wake up!
I caught up to Marguerite after the protest and we exchanged some greetings. She seemed to be a lot more coherent than Axel, so I jumped at the opportunity when she offered to show me her research.
So I've actually been doing quite a lot of work, as you can probably see from my notes, especially regarding testing water from around the continent. So, for example, right here, I've got the Bay of Fundy. You can easily tell that it has been contaminated by something. We haven't isolated it yet, but we will be in the future. Calgary, Alberta, Toronto, Ontario, Vancouver, BC, Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, and Brandon, Florida. It's
Nice.
They have a lot of work to start doing there. So here we actually have tested water from Fredericton. Here is from the St. John River. It is not exactly thriving, but it is examining and explaining some aspects of B9. Here as well from the tap water. But surprisingly and interestingly, in fact, which I'm going to be discussing more about in our later meeting, is where this water came from. It is showing true water or potentially true water.
Alright, so I noticed in a lot of the notes as well, you mentioned something called water B9. Can you walk me through that a little bit, please?
So it's actually from a recent study of mine where we were looking into the chemical that could potentially be the cause of, you guessed it, the control that the government and Big Pharma has over us. And we've also found that chemical is potentially what's making water blue.
I've wondered that. I've
right?
for a long time.
It's a really big question within our community right now.
Yes, I've noticed you have a lot of data as well supporting this too.
Of course. So part of the data that we were able to actually uncover is from ancient Egypt. Is we were able to get certain water samples from them, and we compared it to current trends, and it does show that water B9 was not within ancient Egypt.
So you're saying it's a lot more of a recent trend than what I expected.
It is. We haven't actually figured out what date it has approximately started on, but we can understand that since at least the mid-50s, there was an exponential increase in water B9 in the water supply. So thank you so much for that contribution. Once again, great turnout for today's meeting. The last item on the agenda is actually a great surprise for me and for you. We've actually had a scientific breakthrough, and I would love for all of you to be there with me to celebrate it. So we can head out now if you'd all prefer.
And so we left to a nearby lake.
Thank you so much, Sam, for being here. It's really a treat to have you here, especially as a new member. And given this momentous occasion, I've actually done 23 tests on this lake in particular, and every single one of them has come back as actually true water and not government controlled. So today we're going to be performing our final experiment, and I'm going to be actually embracing the water.
Margaret, we're in this together. It's all coming to an end now. Thank you.
No, thank you.
They can poison the rivers and the streams, but they'll never attain our dreams. Splish splash, splish splash, splish splash, splish splash. H2O! The government thinks they own me, but I always prove them wrong. Because I only drink pure liquids, coming straight from my own dome.
Pretty sure about that?
They can trick the others with the oceans and the seas, but the truth is known to me. 60% is my own blood, and the rest of me is free.